Six most puzzling and mysterious deaths throughout history. Edgar Allan Poe, 1849. In 1849, Poe vanished for 6 days only to reappear by a pub in unfamiliar attire. He was incoherent, displaying erratic behavior, leading to his hospitalization due to delirium. For 4 days, he fluctuated between consciousness and unconsciousness, battling fever and hallucinations. Poe's official cause of death was attributed to phrenitis, inflammation of the brain. However, no autopsy was conducted. The press speculated that Poe had died from excessive drinking, while rumors suggested he may have been poisoned by his fiancée's brothers, but no medical records have survived. George Mallory and Andrew Irvine, 1924. Mallory and Irvine, renowned British mountaineers, embarked on the historic challenge of conquering Everest for the first time. Departing from their camp on June 4, 1924, they were observed just 800 feet shy of the summit 4 days later. However, as clouds enveloped the ridge, they vanished without a trace, never to be sighted again. In 1999, an expedition found Mallory's remains. Irvine's body has never been found. No one knows if they managed to reach the summit. Alexander the Great, 323 BC. Alexander passed away just months before his 33rd birthday. During a feast, he was suddenly seized by a stomachache. Despite his efforts over 3 days with sacrifices and healing baths, his condition worsened. By the 4th day, weakness overtook him, rendering him bedridden. By the 7th day, he lost the ability to speak. Alexander succumbed to his illness 11 days after the feast. His body, embalmed 6 days later, was found uncorrupted by the embalmers, despite the prevailing heat. Amelia Earhart, 1937. In 1932, Earhart made history by becoming the first woman to fly solo across the Atlantic. However, 5 years later, she vanished without a trace. On July 2, 1937, Earhart embarked on a non-stop journey with her navigator, Fred Noonan, from New Guinea to Howland Island, intending to refuel before heading to Hawaii. Despite attempts to establish contact with a nearby ship, their plane disappeared. Despite extensive search efforts, neither Earhart nor Noonan were ever heard from again. Napoleon Bonaparte, 1821. Napoleon passed away in exile on the island of St. Helena. While the official cause of death was recorded as stomach cancer, 3 weeks prior to his demise, the former emperor wrote, "I died before my time, murdered by the English oligarchy and its assassin." Napoleon's body contained high levels of arsenic. It was a common ingredient at the time. If Napoleon was poisoned, we'll never know who did it. Atila the Hun, 453 AD. Attila, Rome's formidable adversary, died suddenly at 46 while preparing to attack Constantinople. The circumstances of his death remain a mystery. The prevalent narrative, albeit unusual, suggests that during a celebratory feast for his latest marriage, Attila became excessively intoxicated, fell asleep, and tragically choked on his own blood after a nosebleed. But another Roman historian wrote that Attila was pierced by the hand and blade of his wife. He may well have been assassinated, but nobody talked about it at the time. Attila's sons Elak, Dingizic, and Urank fought among themselves. They effectively destroyed their father's empire.